What if a simple game became a fight for your life? Escape Room takes paranoia and turns it into punishment.
When does the game start?
I think this is the escape room. We should look for clues.
Kind of warming up in here.
Excuse me. We'd like our hit now, please.
Who would do this?
I want out. Let me out of here now.
Follow the light to greener pastures. Shit. Okay. To watch another person die. Two. Yeah. Okay.
Throughout this video, we're going to be discussing what happens in it, and I'm kicking things off with a punchy 3-word recap: puzzles, panic, and paranoia. I'll dive into the deeper themes, reveal some slick flick facts and hidden clues, and finish with my final verdict, so you'll know if Escape Room is worth the watch or better left locked away. Let's unlock the puzzle. A quiet and intelligent student named Zoe is introduced, last seen 3 days ago. At the same time, a mysterious black box appears as a gift for Jason, a businessman, and Ben, a part-time worker. At first, they show little interest, but curiosity grows when they realize the box itself is a puzzle.
Snap, crackle, and...
They try several ways to open it until they succeed, revealing a note with an invitation to join a game called Escape Room.
This serves as an entry voucher
For Minos escape rooms.
The prize is $10,000 for whoever finishes, so they immediately head to the game's venue in an abandoned warehouse to claim their reward. There, they meet the other players:
I'm here for the escape room.
Mike.
Amanda.
Mike, an everyday man in need of cash; Danny, a gaming enthusiast; and Amanda, a former soldier. Danny jokes that he has completed over 90 escape rooms, though only online. Now, for the first time, they can play in reality instead of through a screen, and this excites everyone. Confident in his skills, Danny reminds them that each participant must be sharp in finding ways out. Tired of waiting, Ben steps outside for a smoke. As he tries to open the door, the knob suddenly falls off, replaced by a heated spinning device. Realizing the game has started, Danny warns the others to search the room for clues. Soon, Mike discovers a copy of 451 Fahrenheit with a screwdriver inside. But Zoe has another idea. She suspects the book's title is a code and quickly enters it into the device on the door. Instead of unlocking it, the machine releases a space heater, rapidly warming the room.
How do we get out of here?
Fahrenheit 451.
Panic sets in as they scramble for hints, until they find only a mannequin using a phone. Then the windows slam shut and heaters roar to life, making the air stifling.
It's kind of warming up in here.
Excuse me. We'd like our hit now, please.
Is it getting hotter?
By chance, Zoe spots a note on the wall. Dr. Wooten, you says please use the coasters at all times. Checking the coasters, she realizes they are hidden buttons that must all be pressed simultaneously to open the door. The group enters one by one, but because the buttons must stay pressed, Zoe suggests balancing glasses of water on them. The last glass cannot be filled when the water runs out, but Ben offers his own bottle, saving them in time to escape before the room explodes. After this harrowing escape, Danny comments that the game feels too real, designed to create extreme stress. They wave at the cameras to quit, but Amanda insists this is no game. They must continue. They enter a small wooden cabin where the key to exit must be found. Examining the mounted deer antlers, Ben sees hints pointing in different directions. He recalls singing a song about Rudolph during a past accident, and suddenly realizes Rudolph is the clue, though he is disturbed because he never shared this memory. They manage to leave the cabin, only to find themselves stranded in a frozen mountain, far from the city setting they expected. As icy air pours in from vents, Danny slips, hitting a wall, and the ice floor begins to crack.
Dumb question. Are we outside?
Searching desperately for clues, they find only a jacket to share. While exploring, Ben falls through thin ice into freezing water. Mike uses a fishing rod, but when Jason tests it, they realize the water beneath is dangerously deep. Zoe uncovers a magnet and uses it to fish out a frozen block containing a key. They try melting it with Ben's lighter, but tragedy strikes when Danny falls through the ice again and is swept away beneath the current. The group watches helplessly as he freezes to death. Distraught, they accuse one another of being behind the deadly game. But with no proof, they reconcile and focus on survival. When the ice block melts, Jason grabs the key, only to discover the lock is across the room. As the ice erupts, they sprint for another exit. When lights flare, they find themselves trapped in yet another chamber. Suddenly, the entire floor rises, loud music blares, and Jason discovers a door with no handle. Meanwhile, Mike notices the number 8 pool ball dangling above him has disappeared. As the floor shifts, Amanda risks her life to retrieve the next clue, a locked safe. Zoe uncovers a large puzzle board and attempts to solve it. But even after entering the code, the safe stays shut. The phone rings again, sending the group into a panic. As Mike and Ben climb to help Zoe, the heavy shelf tips, knocking her unconscious.
They're billiard balls. The yellow stripe. That's a 9.
Damn it!
Barely escaping as the shelf crashes, Jason helps Zoe awaken, and she realizes the password must be entered backwards. This works, and Amanda retrieves a crystal orb to unlock the next door. But as the floor collapses beneath her, Amanda clings to a cable, throws the orb to Jason, and falls to her death when the wire snaps. Zoe is devastated, but with no time to grieve, they press forward. Entering what looks like a hospital, they are stunned to see rooms identical to those tied to their past traumas. Each survivor recalls their near-death experiences. Zoe in a plane crash, Jason stranded at sea, Ben in a car wreck, Mike in a mine collapse, Danny's family lost to gas poisoning, and Amanda surviving in a rock explosion. The creators of the game seem obsessed with testing survivors of disasters. A timer appears on a monitor, giving them 5 minutes before poisonous gas fills the room. While Jason, Mike, and Ben work on puzzles, Zoe smashes the cameras, insisting they must break free of the system itself. Ben protests, but she argues that playing by the rules means certain death. Solving part of the puzzle, they find a defibrillator-like device they believe will open the door. Jason cruelly tests it on Mike, trying to raise his heart rate with a pacemaker, but the strain kills him. Jason unlocks the next door by shocking himself, leaving Zoe and Ben behind. In the following chamber, Jason and Ben find instructions about a poisoned doorknob and an antidote. Jason immediately attacks Ben, determined to keep the antidote for himself. Though Jason is strong, Ben fights back desperately. Jason breaks Ben's leg, but Ben smashes Jason's head against a wall, killing him. Injured but alive, Ben injects the antidote and staggers into the final room. Meanwhile, Zoe avoids death by faking unconsciousness as workers in protective suits arrive to clear bodies. She ambushes them, seizes their weapons, and escapes. Ben reaches the game master, who reveals that wealthy elites orchestrate these deadly games as entertainment, betting on survival. When a master tries to kill Ben, Zoe bursts in and shoots him.
He's dead.
Allowing them both to escape. Later, Zoe rushes Ben to a hospital and reports everything to the police, but when authorities investigate, the warehouse has been wiped clean, leaving no evidence. Dismissing her claims as delusion, they close the case. 6 months later, Zoe and Ben are dating, trying to rebuild their lives, but Zoe remains haunted. She continues investigating the game's creators. In the final scene, as Ben and Zoe prepare to travel, a plane simulation reveals yet another escape room, a trap waiting in the skies. And while it's packed with puzzles, paranoia, and deadly twists, Escape Room leaves us with a story about survival, trust under pressure, and the terrifying price of playing someone else's game. But Escape Room isn't just about deadly traps and ticking clocks. Beneath the surface lies a sharper commentary. What does survival mean when it becomes entertainment for the powerful? Each puzzle isn't random. It's a cruel reflection of past trauma, turning private pain into public spectacle. The rooms themselves become more than puzzles. They're prisons of memory, designed to exploit fear and suffering for the amusement of unseen masters. From another angle, the story is a parable of pressure and betrayal. Every decision carries weight, forcing players to question whether they can trust others when their own lives hang in the balance. The film asks if humanity endures under such conditions, or if desperation strips it away, leaving only instinct. Seen this way, Escape Room isn't simply a thriller. It's a fable about exploitation, trauma, and the fragile morality of survival. Flick fact: director Adam Robital was inspired by real-life escape rooms, but wanted to explore the darker psychology of being trapped. These themes show how Escape Room rises above a simple survival thriller, inviting us to reflect on trauma, control, and the cost of human endurance. With that in mind, here's the bottom line on Escape Room. It's less about jump scares and more about the psychological games that test character, trust, and resilience. It asks heavy questions about how far people will go when survival is manipulated and suffering is entertainment. On the Flick verdict scale, I'd say it's a must-watch. It's tense, inventive, and layered, but for fans of smart thrillers, it delivers a gripping, thought-provoking ride. Bottom line: if you're drawn to stories where the real danger lies in human cruelty and the mind itself, Escape Room offers a suspenseful, unnerving journey through fear and strategy. Another Flick fact: many of the deadly sets were physically built so the actors' fear looked real. Think you could survive the ultimate puzzle? Subscribe to Flick Favorites. Comment below. Which escape room trap terrified you the most?